A Scottsdale father continues to fight for answers in the mysterious death of his 20-year-old son. Najib Jubi Monsif was missing for more than 2 months before his body was found in a canal in Mesa.
The cause of death undetermined, but tonight Fox 10 investigative reporter Justin Lum digs deeper into the autopsy report, looking for some answers. Justin.
And John, Christina, we want to warn viewers at home, some of these details may be graphic. The Scottsdale Police Department says the Jubi Monsif case remains open, but there is no indication of foul play. The family refuses to believe that. Jubi's dad is offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to a suspect responsible for the disappearance and death of his son, as well as another $10,000 reward to find Jubi's missing skull. Birthday wishes, now old memories, living in a cell phone. All the footage left of Jubi Monsif, a peaceful young man of few words, adored by his family. He lived with autism, his mental capacity that of an 8-year-old, and his father, Najib Monsif Sr, believes someone took advantage of his son.
Every night is a nightmare. I go work just not to think about the situation, and the minute I get off work, I think about Jubi's remains.
What does remain of Jubi haunts Najib, about 11 miles away from what used to be the Monsif Scottsdale home. You're looking at the Salt Gila pumping plant, the 6th pumping plant on the Central Arizona project system. The machinery includes a trash rake used to scoop up debris from the bottom of the canal with metal teeth. What this does is prevent material from continuing down the canal. But on December 7th, 2021, what the machine pulled up was absolutely unexpected.
Police say the remains of Najib Jubi Monsif have been found in a canal in Mesa.
September 22, 2021, the last night Jubi is seen by his father at his house near Violinda and Frank Lloyd Wright. September 23rd, Scottsdale PD announces the disappearance of Jubi, calling for the public's help. The search for Jubi begins not only throughout his neighborhood, but launches across social media platforms. December 7th, human remains are found at the canal pumping station in Mesa near Loop 202 and Power Road. December 14th, police hold a news conference after the skeletal remains are identified as Jubi Monsif, and a theory on his disappearance is provided.
It is possible that he could have worked his way between these two fence gates and been able to access the CAP property. 2
gates chained together and locked up. Behind it, the Central Arizona Project Canal. Jubi was 5'10" and 100 pounds. You know your son's body, his size, is not possible.
It's possible if they try one officer from their department, the police department, and then, so he said he can go through this. But Najib doesn't have the strength, and Najib doesn't touch his stuff.
Jubi didn't like to touch things with his bare hands if he could help it. And there's definitely not a chance he climbs over.
Yeah, well, as you can tell, I cannot, so I'm sure Najib cannot.
Authorities found Jubi's skeletal remains in an advanced stage of decomposition. His lower left arm, hand, and skull all missing from his body, according to the Maricopa County medical examiner.
Obviously, the whole case is very suspicious to begin with, but without being able to point to a factor that is conclusively the cause of death, like you said before, it is really important to know what led up to this.
Dr. Rebecca Shue is a forensic pathologist who owns a private practice in Goodyear. She tells me she's done about 2,000 autopsies, and a case like Jubi's makes you say, darn it. How hard does that make it for investigators when the state of decomposition is so advanced from the time he went missing?
It makes things extremely difficult. You are facing now multiple problems.
Leading the county to Jubi's cause of death is undetermined due to advanced decomposition and partial remains. The autopsy report findings suggest an accidental drowning death, but the medical examiner writes, however, as the remains are partial and the head is not with the remains, the possibility of head or other trauma from accident or assault cannot be definitively excluded on the basis of forensic pathological or anthropological analyses alone.
Maybe something small is missing, a rib or a finger. In this situation, we're missing an entire head, and that's a little bit unusual to never really recover everything.
Dr. Shue says it's also important to note that the top 2 vertebrae in Jubi's spine are not mechanically separated, meaning it's more likely the head was severed from the body after death.
But that still doesn't explain why he is floating in a canal that shouldn't really be accessible. Okay, so that doesn't take away from the fact that it's still extremely suspicious as to why he's there.
The medical examiner goes on to say there's currently no evidence to show another person is involved in Jubi's death.
We need to find the skull. That could give us a clue what happened.
And some luck.
Even if they recover the skull or parts thereof, they may not have the whole thing. You could still have a gunshot wound that went through your brain. You wouldn't see it on any of the pieces, right? If you only get it in pieces parts, maybe some piece is missing.
As for the toxicology report, Prozac, which is an antidepressant, was found in Jubi's liver. Family members say he told his mother and brother he would not see them again before he disappeared.
Because of the COVID, he's been home for 2 years. It's kind of, everybody's depressed. He has some kind of depression, yeah, I will say so.
To this day, there are no surveillance images of Jubi in the area where police say he ended up in the canal. Within days of the search, his scent was tracked at a nearby Albertsons by dogs. Patrol units on the ground and the air also focused on the canal, with no trace of Jubi.
It's very, very hard to keep thinking about this. Day in, day out. Keep thinking the same thing.
For Najib, the theories move through his mind constantly, but he won't rest until he knows exactly what happened to his son.
I don't wish my enemy to be in my position for 1 second. That's all I can tell you. I feel sorry for my rest of my family.
But you're not giving up.
I'm not, no, I'm not. I will keep searching for my son.
The autopsy report also says there was no antemortem trauma to what was left of Jubi's body, meaning no evidence of injuries occurring before his death.
This is a little different than what we kind of thought up front. There are some things left open for interpretation here.
And as mentioned, without the head, the skull, you can't rule out that there was some kind of trauma there, gunshot wound. You just don't know.
And Najib's dad really believes that someone abducted him from the neighborhood and at some point harmed him and dumped his body way beyond the canal access point that you just saw in the story.
Yeah.
Very sad, interesting case as well.
It is.
Yeah,
okay,
I hope the family gets some answers.
Thank you, Justin.